Welcome to Movie Club. This is a show where we get to watch movies on Netflix, and if you don't already have Netflix, you can go to netflix.com/sourcefed, get a free month of instant streaming, and watch some movies with us. This week, we got to watch The Producers.
Yeah, springtime for Hitler and Germany.
And even if you're not a musical theater person, I think that you have enjoyed this one.
So Mel Brooks directed the original Producer, starring Gene Wilder and Zero Mostel, which is an amazing movie, which you need to find and look for because Gene Wilder is the shit, and Mel Brooks is the shit. And seriously, this is kind of like, it's not a Mel Brooks film. He didn't direct it. It was directed by a woman.
It was directed by Susan Stroman, who also did You've Got Mail and Center Stage.
I don't know if that's gonna make you want to watch this one more.
Okay, well then let's talk about how it was written by Mel Brooks and Thomas Meehan.
Yeah, they both wrote Spaceballs. But here's the thing: it's in the vein of classic Mel Brooks movies. It has a lot of slapsticky stuff going on. It has some silly stuff going on, which I really appreciate. The pigeon, the little animatronic pigeon that heils Hitler when and Will Ferrell as Franz Liebken. Anyway, but who's in this movie? Who's in this movie?
So Will Ferrell's in this movie. We've also got Matthew Broderick and Nathan Lane as our two main producers.
Bialystok and Bloom.
Exactly. Yeah. We've got tons of old ladies in this movie.
Not only that, we've got an amazing, very attractive looking Uma Thurman. Uma Thurman looks fantastic in this movie. She's all showgirled out. She's her.
And that little white dress. She's
Bloom.
Hilarious.
So if you've seen the original Producers, it's kind of different. Like the ending is different. There's obviously there's songs in this one. There aren't.
Well, because they want to make the movie a little different than just if you had gone to see the production.
That's very true. But the movie is it's a comedy. It's a lot of fun. If you like musicals, you're gonna love it. Even if you don't like musicals, you're still gonna love it because it's very yeah, exactly. It's it's tongue in cheek. It's kind of adult. There's a lot of like sexual stuff going on, and then there's a lot of the stuff with Springtime for Hitler. I mean, if you think about it,
it's that kind of, in my opinion, it's that kind of Family Guy-esque humor where they do something that you're like, oh, I can't believe they just said that, but it's so funny.
Also, we have to bring up that John Barrowman is in the movie. Captain Jack Harkness is the man who gets to sing Springtime for Hitler and Germany.
That's the one song we're gonna keep singing.
I know, because it's the best song.
So funny.
But the thing is so it's Captain Jack Harkness, and so I didn't know. I wasn't a Doctor Who fan when I first watched this movie. When I rewatched it for this,
you were
like, oh my god, Captain Jack Harkness! It's Captain Jack Harkness and he's a Nazi soldier! What's going on here? It was very strange.
And so anyway, I obviously love this movie. The only critique that I hear about it is that it looks kind of more like a staged play in the staging and blocking of it, and I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it too. It was originally a movie that was then written into a musical that was then turned into a movie based on the musical, so it should kind of look like a musical also. It should look like a stage play.
I don't hate that it looks like a play.
Yeah, it's a little awkward at times, especially when they leave the sets and they're kind of like out in the open world. It's kind of like, this is very jarring, but you know, whatever.
But overall, I think it's very funny. Our Steve Zaragoza was sitting at his computer desk watching it with his headphones on, and all I hear is and then like 20 minutes of silence, and then
yeah, it's funny, man. It's really funny. Nathan Lane's great. I mean, Zero Mostel did Max Bialystok in the original, and so it's Nathan Lane kind of doing his charactered version of Zero Mostel, and he's hilarious. I think he's amazing in the movie. Matthew Broderick is not Gene Wilder, unfortunately.
It's a different portrayal of the role.
Yeah, it really is. But I mean, you can't be Gene Wilder.
I enjoyed him in it.
But no, he's a great singer. He's a great performer. I love Matthew Broderick. It's just that when you're trying to fill Gene Wilder's shoes.
Well, I think you can't think of it as trying to fill Gene Wilder's shoes.
I don't know. You kind of have to, especially if you're a fan of the original Producers.
No, but they're different movies.
They're different movies.
They're different movies. No. But regardless of whether you've seen the original or not, I hope you enjoyed this week's pick. Steve, next week we are watching?
Next week we're watching Dredd! That movie is so badass. It's the Judge Dredd movie that just came out. It's really good. I know what you're thinking. That Sylvester Stallone movie is not that good. Or like a remake of a movie, of a comic book movie, what the hell? But it's really freaking good, and that's what we're watching.
I've never seen it. I'm kind of excited.
So good!
Oh my god, it must be good!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright guys, well thank you so much for watching. If you want to join in on the show and watch Dredd with us, you can go to netflix.com/sourcefed and get a whole month of free streaming. Then you can watch the movie with us, film your review, and send it in as a video response to this video. I'm Steve Zaragoza.
I'm Trisha Hirschberger.
Trisha, my favorite part in the movie is when Will Ferrell and Nathan Lane and Matthew Broderick are all dancing the hop clap. Golden top, hop,
can you do it? Can you do it for everybody?
Slap, slap.
Is that a good reaction?
This was an amazing movie. The acting was great. The writing was great. All the songs were very good.
Nathan Lane is absolutely hilarious. That man could read the phone book and I would still watch it.
I love musicals.
If you don't like movies, this movie or this musical will get you into movies?
No, I'm not really into the musical genre at all. There's very few that I actually like. This one, though, was a lot of fun to watch.
If you tried to put this musical in the context of the real world, I just don't think it would work.
And I've got to say, Uma Thurman is usually very hot. But in this movie, she was extremely hot.
Really like Uma Thurman for obvious reasons.
Uma Thurman really surprised me in this film because I knew she was gorgeous, but I didn't know she could do the splits. I didn't know she could dance, and I didn't know she could sing, and I didn't know she could be funny.
Understand that it's kind of meant to be cheesy and campy and making fun of itself a little bit, but I didn't enjoy this.
So The Producers is a movie about a Broadway musical, adapted from a Broadway musical, about a Broadway musical, based on a movie made in 1967 about a Broadway musical. It's like musical Inception.
There's nothing that Matthew Broderick's been in that I haven't enjoyed. He's just such a charming actor. This character's really lovely because he's the golden boy. He's the one with the dream.
Like, who doesn't like musicals? Robin doesn't like musicals, that's who.